here we are with another pro player analysis. Again, we're going in with TheMista. This is the semi-final before the trip to Spain. Whoever wins this is joining Recon in Spain. So this is TheMista and Grass. So I wanted to watch this from TheMista's perspective. Just whenever there's a Mista game, I just really want to watch it. I love how he plays. In this game, he's playing Poseidon, and straight away he is doing something where this is indicating some sort of early rush, or he just wants to spend as little resources as he possibly can. So with Poseidon, the lore counts as a granary, and the storehouse here, he's sharing it with the wood villagers. This isn't efficient for later on because you want it on the long side, but for the start of the game, you only have a few villagers on gold anyway, so this is absolutely fine. So what I would expect TheMista to do is at some point soon, probably look at his opponent's base with the scout and see if the opponent's got an early gold mine. Similar to one of the recon videos that we looked at recently, if there's an early gold mine and you have a chance to share a storehouse and do the Poseidon thing of not needing a granary, you want to check out the enemy base. This map is Savannah. So Savannah maps can kind of spawn quite differently. They normally have a decent amount of hunt on. They are pretty open, but sometimes you can get lucky with some of the tree spawns. But it's generally an open map. And the opponent, which is Grass, he is playing Oranos. And in his previous set, Grass played extremely well. So even though TheMista is going to be the favorite to win, he's the favorite to beat anybody, I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park. You can just see there, just a little micro from TheMista there. If you Duke as the town center shoots you, you won't get hit by the arrows, because the arrows don't have a high enough track rating to actually hit you until you get ballistics, which in the early game you're never going to have. So it's literally as soon as you shoot, you just click somewhere and you'll Duke it every time if you time it right, obviously. So he's looked here. The enemy has a pretty well defended gold mine. It has 2 towers on it. This is really easy to wall up. So maybe he won't be going for the early aggression. He is going for a 330 though. Was that 315 actually? I didn't actually see how far away it is. Oh no, I think it's a 330. Okay, so that's a very fast advance time. Maybe he is looking to put a bit of pressure on, but maybe not just go all in, because like I say, this is a gold mine that definitely can be defended, but it can only be defended well once you get watchtowers, which is an investment. And if he can put the minimum amount of pressure on really early, then get a second town center similar to what Recon did, this could be a really good way to go for this game. It looks like he isn't getting centaurs out because he only has 1 villager on the temple. He's getting just enough favor to get out his Atalanta very early. And she is probably the best classical age hero for the Greeks. She's insanely fast, really good at taking down myth units. He's managed to find Grass's open hunt, but as Grass is Oranos, you can just shift S this, jump in the sky passage, and there'll be a sky passage somewhere else, which is over here, which is exactly what TheMista thought. He thought that he would then split his villagers up, get a couple of sky passages down. Grass didn't even have a chance to get that sky passage down. The centaurs split. So this was just really nice. If you have this sort of control, you absolutely can split up your raiders and raid 2 places at once, and it paid dividends here, being able to chase them away from this hunt and also stopping the berries here. So what he's going with the centaur, maybe he's going to do a cheeky special here and then run away. It's always a good play to do. The only issue is the enemy does have Caladria, which is probably why he's not going hard on the... That was weird. That was a death animation for a villager. Was there a villager that died over here? I don't think the villager died. You can see that it's actually getting healed up. So the reason he's not going mass centaurs is that if Grass gets out quite a few Caladria, then they can mass slow down the centaur, and it's actually very difficult to get out. And then if there's a hero Mamilo, just like this, then you can die. But the Caladria does have a burst heal special, so as long as Grass keeps this Mamilo alive, he should be fine. Obviously, we're not rooting for TheMista, but we are playing from his point of view, so we want from our point of view, things to go his way. Just to making sure that the Sky Passage is down. It only costs 5 favor, but it's more just making sure that he can't come back to this hunt source. But Grass does actually pop out, and this sends the Mister away, and that only has 86 HP. You can heal it up. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if it costs gold to build it back up, whether it costs more favor. I actually don't know. I assume it's gold. We can probably see. Yeah. No idea. Be something interesting. I think it always costs gold. But the problem with the Oranos is he's going to pop in, pop out, and you just got to either commit to it or not. It looks like Grass's army is pretty good here, so the Mister needs to do some pretty nice micro to actually come out on top, because doing the garrison micro, Oranos or not, is just insanely strong, especially against those specials. Although he did run back into that special, there's quite a few low HP ones. He's microing his Centaur pretty well away from the heroes there, making sure that he doesn't lose them. And I think that trade was probably pretty equal. Oh, unlucky for Grass, he accidentally popped a Murmillo out. You can probably assume that Grass went back over to these berries here, or maybe he's just sitting in his base now, just in case the Mister had more Centaurs. But what I'm sure he will do soon is he will check back over here with 1 unit just to see, or maybe just nip into the base to see if he's on the berries at home, something like that. Now, this is when the Centaurs come in, and just the Centaurs are super strong with their special abilities, and he needs to make sure that he takes a full Centaur out because of the full burst heal ability of those Caladria. So the Mister's playing really, really nicely here. It's just going to be a case of he wants to dominate the map control on an open map that has a lot of hunt on it. Now what is he doing? We haven't really checked on his macro. So obviously, because he's Poseidon, he hasn't even had to leave his base yet, because you get the initial starting hunt, then you get the extra chickens on it, and then you get the lore ability that actually comes towards you. Okay, so here we go. So this is the shockwave, and similar to how it worked on the legacy game, if you lose centaurs, it's massive. So if your opponent shockwaves, then it's absolutely fine to use your ceasefire, especially early on, because if you lose those centaurs, they have such high value, even at low HP, because you can just nip in, use a special, nip out, and it's just super strong. I can really tell why Poseidon is so valued, because he hasn't had to leave his base yet, whereas Grass absolutely has, and he's getting these sky pastures up everywhere. This would actually be a really interesting one to watch from Grass's point of view, because a high level Oranos on Retold is just going to be crazy. We haven't really seen it because obviously it's just been ladder games, and Oranos has been a bit weaker. I think he has untapped potential even without the extra buffs. I don't think Oranos was as bad as other people were saying. And this is something that we really need to do against Atlanteans now, is you need to just be searching the sides of the map to find them, to find those oracles. And it looks like Grass hasn't actually built any more, which obviously the Mister doesn't know, but that's just something interesting to look at. Now he's going to have to run away from this army. He doesn't want to be caught out by the Caladria, especially that low HP centaur. If they use the special on that, it'd be 2 hits from a Murmillo and go down. So it looks like the Mister is starting to get some hoplites out now, also going to the Heroic Age. Heroic Age would be to get Hypaspis out, which is obviously why he's dropping the military academy. His opponent has gone pure infantry, and Hypaspis just shred infantry. They probably have the upgrade. They don't have any upgrades. Okay, interesting. I'd assume they would have the upgrade, the Bite of the Shark upgrade, which is a really good one if you're going mass Murmillo. Okay, he's just getting medium, so maybe he will be getting it, and we can see he is actually getting it. The Mister doesn't know it's in yet, but you just assume that because he has that many, he's probably getting that tech. Mister is still getting some upgrades for his cavalry. I assume he won't be getting as many cavalry now, unless he's just doing them to do raids. But yeah, unfortunately that's the centaur. Might get caught. Luckily for him, it is the full HP one. If it was the low HP one, maybe he would have got caught out. 1 tap from the hero and he'd be down. Just got to play defensive because he wanted the age up so he can get all his Hypaspis out. Hypaspis are so strong. They have so much hack armor. and I think they have a 5 times bonus against them. Yeah, 5 times bonus against Memelo, which is absolutely huge. So doing crazy, crazy damage, and 35% hack armor is pretty good too, rather than the only 10% of the Hippias. I probably called these Hippocon at some point. I'm still getting confused from the old game. Something here again that I think I've mentioned from one of the Mister's other games is he gets this Pegasus out. I don't know if he's got the upgrade. He gets the Hermes upgrade, so you get them for free as it dies. It's just such a good idea. He also gets extra ones out, and I think it's just something that at least on the Legacy game, not a lot of Greek players did, which is just absolutely crazy. They get such a good scout, and yeah, you have to pay for it, or you have to get an upgrade that you have to pay for, but then you get them for free. But it's absolutely worth it. He seems to be going forward and just having a bit of a scout to see what the enemy's doing. He will win this fight with a curse, but it does look like there's a sky passage here, so Grass can just run away. A couple of centaurs back. Has the Mist got any more on favor? Yes, he's got more on favor. I assume he's going to try and get a kind of Hippaspis and Anemian Lime combo, because they're just going to be so strong. You stun all the enemy units, and then the Hippaspis will just absolutely shred them. The sky passages are well placed for Grass though, so the Mister's got to watch out to not fight near these. Just in case there could be a mass amount of enemy units that are coming in. Obviously, it does have mostly horses, so it isn't as big a deal. He can just run away. Nemean Line, unfortunately, getting attacked by the heroes. So it looks like he is going to lose that one. But maybe it's sacking it so he could get a bit of damage down. That is something that we saw from the Mister before. He doesn't mind sacking some units as long as he can get some decent attacks off, but just wasn't fast enough on that. He has started to spread out, so the food in the base is finally almost gone. Oh my god, it's still going. So it means he's only sent a few out. Maybe he's going to start farming. That would be interesting. If he could think about getting some of these pigs back, I think the Carnivora will be keeping these ones. But if he could get some of these pigs back, that would actually be really huge. Then he still doesn't have to leave his base. So gold mines are always a thing that you need to be looking out for, and Oranos can be so cheeky with his sky passages next to gold mines. So what the Mister's going to do now is he's just going to put a unit on every single gold mine that he thinks Grass is probably going to go for. So this guy is actually doing a loop, but I'm sure he's also going to have a little cheeky check of this gold mine. But what he will want to do is take down the sky passage, but as I said a minute ago, he won't want to commit like 4 units to it, just in case a load of units pop out and struggle there. Hippocon going in for a nice raid. Oh, and the Mister just wins it right there. GG. So the raid here was actually pretty crazy because the manners are here, but manners can only hide 2 citizens in. So all of these citizens would either have to run to the tower or go down, and he basically covered every single gold mine. And that's one of the big takeaways. If you're new to Age of Mythology, it is all about the gold mines. You know, from about the 10-minute to 12-minute mark, the enemy is probably going to need to go for a second gold mine. It is always dependent on the map and how much gold you're actually gathering. So you could see he had 753 here, but it's because he'd already started gathering gold externally. Only slightly there, but he started to get the external gold because he knew that he might be pushed off of it. So Grass knew what kind of player Mister is, and he was unlucky with these sky passages. You can see how strong Oranos can potentially be. If this was against someone that wasn't as good as the Mister, I think this would have worked out really well for him, but the Mister was just on it. And I think I'll probably see the Mister next game. I just love watching how the Mister plays and how he thinks. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.